I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. You are at Making Happen at 8:10 a.m. Voice of the Philippines, and we had to let Dr. Jo Villasano leave, but she left behind her nephew, Chovel Rivera, who's a 31-year-old. I will consider you at the borderline of Gen Y and Gen X, okay? But he discovered that he had a gift and interest to become a healing resource for the country at the age of 22. He's now 31, and he'll be celebrating his birthday very soon. So welcome, Chovel. Why don't you greet our listeners all over the country on the only AM English station, Voice of the Philippines.
Hello. I'm very flattered to be in your show. This is my first time. Thank you.
Yes, but you look very young. You don't look like you're 31. Para kang nasa high school na, intellectual with your glasses.
Well, it's in the practice of Reiki since my dear master Joe told me that if you want to program your age, let's say I programmed before it's supposed to be 18 now. I amped it a little bit kasi baka pag 18 baka maging isip 18, so I amped it a little bit like 25, so I can maintain it like that.
Well, I beat you. You're 25, no? I'm 62, trying to look 26, but feeling 16.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So it's all in the mind. Anyway, when I first met Chovel here in the Academy of Holistic Healing Arts, I interviewed him, and he had an interest to be an IT person as well. Remember the time that you wanted to go, But can you share with people like you who are trying to look at their career path, what struggle did you have between your interest for IT and you're becoming a healer? Tell us the story. Okay, you have a few minutes till our end of the show to share. Okay, I mean, para ka lang nagkikwento sa barkada, or for all our listeners out there who may have sons or who, like you, are young people trying to find out what they should be doing with their life.
At first it was, there's difficulty, but then again, if you really love something, you can simultaneously do it. Before I had conflict with healing, but then again, when I focused for the past 3 years on healing and doing this as my career, suddenly the IT part didn't go away. It's just came in more information coming out from other clients.
So it complemented.
It complements.
I see.
So,
now, between Reiki, healing, and Dorn, because we just finished talking about Dorn, the spine alignment. You're a Dorn practitioner,
yes,
right? What does it take for an ordinary human being, maybe professional, maybe housewife, or a farmer, or somebody in the province? What do you need to have in terms of being a good Dorn aligner?
it's the passion to do it and the will to learn more and advance.
Is it difficult? I mean, can you describe what happens in a Dorn session?
Well, you need
The first thing that you do, you meet a client for the first time. What do you make him do? Lie down? What do you check? Take us through a live Dorn process.
Okay, since I will take you as a beginner, let's say,
Yeah.
as a beginner practitioner.
Yes.
So first you will ask them for if they had accidents, because sometimes people don't really tell their history. So
Yes,
they
of
need
course,
to take
it's
care
very
of those
embarrassing.
the hazardous things. So if after that you will tell them to lie down, and the first thing to do is to check up for the leg length. So if most of the case, 99.9% of the population, and
It's not even.
It's not even,
okay? And that's really what causes some of the back pain, right?
Yes.
Because you may not notice it, but one leg starts to constrict,
Yes.
either because of the muscle, not because the bones are shorter than the other, but because of stress, or maybe walking up the stairs, or the lifestyle that you lead, biglang the muscles contract. So one leg becomes shorter. And you wonder why you have back pain. It's because pala you have. Okay, now how do you align and make them equal?
The principle is a dynamic movement with applied pressure. So we don't do cracking or pulling. We
Yes.
just let's say it's the specific let's say I can give you an example. The shoulder joint. We just push it back to the center. That's the only thing.
So actually, yeah, I'm glad you told me that because I had I forgot how she called herself, a aligner. The principle of Dorn really is balls and sockets. Now, our bones have joints and sockets.
Yes.
And because of weight or the way we carry our stressors, because even if it's an emotional stress, it also can make your balls and sockets misaligned. So it is returned.
Yes.
That is actually the Dorn dynamic movement that he's saying. So, but see, people don't realize, wow, misaligned na pala siya. Describe to us the experience of what you as a Dorn practitioner was able to experience as the aligner. How do you know that this is the part that you have to put back? And then how do you know that it's already back to where it's supposed to be?
One example is since I've been practicing it for long, I think after 3 years, you will notice how people sit,
Okay.
how they'll stand, and how they will walk. Those are the three things.
It becomes straighter. You've seen people with scoliosis. Is Dorn able to correct people with the S spine or something like that?
It depends on the age. If it's young, you
Still
can still put it to its
back.
optimal
If not,
position. But if not, you can only lessen the pain.
The pain, not the displacement
Yes,
anymore.
yes.
Because when you age,
It gets so fused.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, so you said pain is lessened. That's wonderful for our listeners. If you're experiencing a lot of back pain, aside from the back pain, what other areas of the body does Dorn alignment relieve pain of?
I think one is a headache and migraine.
Yeah, because of the neck region,
Yes, yes.
the cervical
Area, yes.
area. Okay, and then what else? Well, where are the more prominent pain relieving areas that Dorn alignment can do for you?
I think it's the most common problem of people, especially since we are working all the time in the office.
Yes.
It's always the lower back.
Always the lower back. I see. What about carpal tunnel syndrome for the fingers? Not so much.
I always tell my clients if they can change the height. It's because people tend to use mouse if it's higher like this or
Yes,
too much lower. The ideal one is everybody
It
can
should
say.
be 90 degrees.
Yes,
Yes,
like this.
I see.
Not more than a
Not
little
more
bit
than,
inclination or it will really tense.
So, can you tell us the difference? Because I know chiropractors go through a lot of years of study, but Dr. Joe, your aunt mentioned that all it takes is a 1.5 day seminar.
Yes, yes.
It's that easy to learn, Dorn?
Yes, yes.
Describe it to our listeners so that they will have a more, if I had my way, I would want every family to have a Dorn aligned person who knows how to align all the members of our clan, or immediate or, extended members.
So it is very easy to learn because we will just teach you. We will inform you about the basic human anatomy, especially the skeletal system. That's the main thing. We will teach you about that. Then after that, after some theories and history about Dorn, we immediately go through the process of alignment from feet up to the head.
Okay, because I've experienced Dorn treatments myself, and what they do is they make you swing one leg while they try to push back your hip bone or your leg bone back into the proper placement of the socket, right? Okay, so that's one more. Aside from that, it says here that it can also correct chronic respiratory diseases.
Yes, because
Kaya niya? Why so?
Not directly, but then again, if you think of our spine, at the back, there are nerve terminals coming from the brain. So just imagine if one
It's
red
misplaced,
is
yeah.
misplaced, so the nerve is pinched, so the signal from the brain going to the lungs is disrupted. So instead of functioning,
so vital
100 yes.
organs.
So instead of
I see.
functioning 100%,
It's impaired.
yes.
So that goes for the kidneys, for the liver,
Yes.
and all that. Oh, very interesting. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Dorn. And if you have inquiries about the lessons and schedules, you can always contact Chovel at the Academy of Holistic Healing Arts Incorporated. Let's now go. I'm very curious because Chovel just returned from how many months in Russia?
2.5.
2.5. Do you teach Dorn and Reiki over there?
I only do Reiki and Dorn, but I think the plan is to, because we are really in the process of establishing the branch of Auhai in Moscow, so sooner or later we will.
But how did the Russian family that sponsored Dr. Joe and you there come to discover that they wanted us Filipinos to establish the holistic healing Reiki and how do the Russians receive this kind of service?
Oh, that is very nice because we have some similar cultures with them. They are really pro-family. So if
Really?
if you
I
heal,
didn't know that.
if you heal one of them, they will bring the whole clan to you. So that's it.
And how long are your clinic hours there? I understand you have long days over there.
We start from 10 in the morning, and we will. The last one would be at 8 p.m. at night.
Oh, so it's long days. Now, when the clan is there, normally the people that you treat or you give your services to, what is their age range? Are they children, mostly working people, mostly parents, grandparents? I mean, give us an idea of what your life in Russia is like.
Most likely working people and parents.
So it's more on that category, not so much for children or teenagers, not as much.
These past few trips I have, children are coming more.
Also, yeah, because they already have massage for babies,
Yes,
massage
yes.
for children. You have yoga for children, no? So okay, Chovel, if you were to make holistic healing available to our 92 provinces, 1,500 cities, and 46,000 barangays, how can we reach out? This is our portal right now, the 8:10 a.m. Voice of the Philippines. How do you think we should be able to share as much wisdom on Dorn? How can we multiply you and the academy to try to help people, without having to take 6 years of chiropractic studies, but in 1 day and a half be able to learn how to do Dorn alignments?
I think they can contact us directly because my senior Dorn practitioner, Surgeon Mendoza, is very good at teaching it. I still need to learn from him how to
because
deliver.
he's passionate about
Wow,
it. You have to be very passionate,
Yes, he's
no?
really good at it.
Yeah, and to think June is now with the gold trading, but he was also in real estate. I mean, Dr. Joe, before she went full time into Reiki in this Academy of Holistic, she is still running the brochure making of one of the malls, right?
That's the print advertising.
The print advertising. So, like me, I'm also a banker when I got into Reiki, and I understand that there was a Russian finance director of Hewlett Packard that encouraged Dr. Joe to be the Reiki master of Dr. Joe. Have you met him, the Hewlett Packard master of Dr. Joe? Once, no. I have met him because he came here. Well, we have 5 minutes left, Chovel. What would be your message to the 21-year-olds there? What would you advise them for them to realize that they may have a calling? Because you started your your journey as a healer at the age of 22, and you said it's been 9 years. For our listeners up there who are in their 20s, who don't know what to do, or you could have this as an additional gift. For the parents and grandparents who have young 21-year-olds there, what would you advise them with
Well,
regards to your healing path and evolution and journey?
I will tell them there's the ups and downs of it, but
Like with any profession
Yes.
naman, di ba?
But. As my master and teacher Joe told me, in every experience, the learning, that is it's like that will be your treasure and
and gift to share with others.
to share with others, and that will build you
Mhm.
as who you are. I mean, since our education system always, I mean, I can't judge. I cannot put down the educational system, but then again, what I can say is it's like going into a universal school with a different approach. I mean, you will learn a lot.
I think what Chovel is driving at is what I espouse as a training resource of the country for the banks and the call centers and the business processing, knowledge processing industry. I am a training resource for the country, and I espouse what Chovel is referring to as experiential learning.
Yes.
When you learn not through reading, but you are under mentorship or under a master, and you apprentice and you observe, like he's saying he wants to be as good as June Mendoza in teaching, as you interact and undergo actual demonstrations by your teacher and your mentor, and that's how you assume your own confidence over time. In fact, as a Reiki practitioner and Dorn practitioner, you only become more confident as you increase the number of people you deliver the service and the healing to. Would you like to say our parting words? Time flies so fast, Chovel. Thank you for joining us this evening. I really appreciate. Would you like to deliver a healing message to all those out there who are in pain and maybe relieved through holistic healing?
Well, you can. Everybody hates pain, but then again, there's always a reason why people have pain.
Yes,
There's the physical pain, but you have to think of there is something behind it. But then
You're
again,
being taught a lesson of
Yes.
patience, tolerance,
True,
and
true, I
things,
agree.
right?
So-
Mhm.
and one more thing, I mean, I've been doing this for many years now, and at this age of mine, it's this point that I really realized that in life, you have to have really patience and determination.
Okay. So on that note, I'd like to thank Chovel and to all of those who tuned in at this evening. This is Make It Happen. We want you to find solutions to your life situations. This is your life coaching on the air at 8:10 a.m. Voice of the Philippines. I'm Deanne Hernandez. So until next Saturday, please take care of yourself because God loves you. Keep smiling and then stay happy.